Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trail Mix, where the nuts might be a little stale, but the company is always fresh.
So did you develop evidence that President Trump was responsible for the violence at the Capitol on January 6th?
So our view of the evidence was that he caused it and that he exploited it and that it was foreseeable to him and was aware in the days leading up to January 6th that his supporters were angry when he invited them. And then he directed them to the Capitol. These crimes were committed for his benefit. The attack that happened at the Capitol does not happen without him.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on.
Let's have trial by combat.
It does not happen without him.
Okay, before that, I would just note from Exhibit 4, the December 11th Justice Department letter. They specifically say, the last paragraph on page 2, as to your question about the department's
the stage. We'll see if Jamie comes around, and I'm gonna have to figure out my camera. Oh, I see, I haven't put my camera. This might be the whole issue. I don't have my camera on. So you and nobody else heard a thing I just said, I assume.
No, except for the mumbling about this might be the whole issue.
Yeah, well, the whole issue was I hadn't turned my camera on.
So is this your new cowboy look, or?
Well, it's not new at all. There's a reason for this. This is how I know I need a haircut. When my hair gets to the point it's just uncontrollable, I start wearing this hat because it's a firm Stetson hat that holds my hair in place, and that's when I know it's time to get a haircut. Well, David usually gives me a heads up a lot sooner than that, but it's literally a Stetson. I don't know if you can see why that's important is because I went to my college is the John B. Stetson founded my college, Stetson University, and they actually gave this to me. My college did this hat. So I'm going to play some Jack Smith.
Enlighten me. While you chew your cereal.
Well, I made instant oatmeal this morning with, I tried something different. I cooked old fashioned instant oatmeal in my steamer with a cup of half and half, and it's really creamy. Okay, so Jack Smith. All right, what happened was the House Judiciary Committee called him in to testify because Trump wants to prosecute him, and I guess they wanted to hassle him. I don't know why they started all this. I mean, you know, but his testimony was so hurtful to Trump, they decided. I don't know why they decided to release it at all, but they dumped it out on New Year's Eve, at the end of the day on New Year's Eve. But I've got all 8 hours here. And I was about to watch his opening statement, and the point I was making, oh, here comes Mary Jane.
Hey,
Get us a real lawyer in the house.
hey,
Hello.
good morning. I have to talk very quietly because
Oh, you
I'm
do?
at the Volusia County Branch Jail waiting on a client to come in. I just wanted to say hello.
Oh, we don't want to stir up the jail.
That's right.
We don't want to cause trouble at the jail.
I think it's okay for me to log on to their Wi-Fi, but I don't want to mess it up if it's not.
So we're now hacking the Volusia County Jail Wi-Fi. This is a whole new thing for our show.
Well, it was a Volusia County Corrections employee who gave me the information, so I think it's okay.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to say Happy New Year, and are y'all talking about the Jack Smith?
We sure are. I don't think
Yeah.
Jamie's too interested. I'm trying to get her stirred up about it. You there, Jamie?
I'm here.
Well, I need to read up on it, but I want it to come out more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I've got all 8 hours if you got time.
All right, I'll see if I can log back on in a little bit.
Well, I just work on the assumption that the current occupant is guilty. So,
Oh, good. You picked up on my new phrasing. Mary Jane, I announced, well, actually, I need to show you. I had our editorial board. You know, we have a Trail Mix editorial board, and they met over the holidays and made a decision about what we're going to call Trump from now on. Here's the editorial board. And they have decided that going forward, they have announced that we're not going to refer to Trump as the president anymore, just the current occupant.
Thank you. I'm going to have to use that. Thank you. I'll give you credit. I just refer to him as
No. Give the Trail Mix editorial board credit. That was their
okay.
idea.
I just refer to him as Mr. T when I post stuff on Facebook or wherever.
Yeah.
Mr. T.
And I was pleased to hear Jamie just use the phrase current
current
occupant.
occupant.
It's catching on.
Yeah, I like your Trail Mix editorial board. I might have to get them to edit some things for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, the GOAT is especially particular about grammar. He's kind of a stickler.
He's read the book Eats, Shoots, and Leaves.
Yeah.
Well, that's more punctuation than grammar, but yeah.
Well, I don't know if his sign's a little bit hard to read, but it says all the news we can eat.
Yeah, I've read it. Yeah.
yeah, I really like that book. You know, where you put the comma and the emphasis on the syllables there.
Yes.
Can be very important.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna log off.
Okay.
All right, well, you go. Are you trying to get somebody? Are you trying to get somebody out of jail, or are you putting them in jail? Which one?
I'm trying to get people out.
Get people out. Okay, then. Well, that'll save us money. That'll save the taxpayers money.
Yeah.
Get people out of jail.
Bye-bye.
All right.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Anyway, what I was going to show you is the reason I'm into this so much is the right here. This is my jury summons for the Donald Trump trial that never happened. I actually got summoned. I mean, we never made it to voir dire, so I have no idea if I would have gotten picked. But
I have my doubts that you would have lasted too long under questioning.
well, the thing is, I thought about it, and I thought, I'll answer truthfully. I mean, they can't ask you if you're a conservative or a liberal. They can't ask about ideology. What they can ask is stuff like, do you have a bumper sticker? What's on your bumper sticker? Or but most importantly, what do you watch for news? And I do watch Fox News quite a bit. And so I could say I watch Fox News and MSNBC and CNN pretty much equally. That would have confused them.
Mine, I know for video news, I usually watch CNN and MS Now, but I actually prefer reading different news sources.
Well, and that's the thing.
What I choose to pay attention to.
I have a pretty good mix of that too, because I read everything from Wall Street Journal and Drudge to Rolling Stone. So
Right.
I think they would have had a hard time. And the other thing is, in DC, if the Trump lawyers wanted any white people on their jury, they weren't going to be able to be too picky. For real. It's hard to get a whole bunch of whites on a DC jury.
No, because if they're not in politics, if they're just general citizens,
yeah,
white people would be pretty thin on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, we're about 10% of the population in this jury district. I mean, and so, and also, they could forget trying to actually get any MAGA believers. The District of Columbia went 96% for Kamala Harris. So, so they're going to have to get. They were going to have to get a couple of. They were going to. I think I had a better chance than you might think, but we'll never know.
Yeah, I know you're trying to get me interested in Jack Smith, but I'm being very oriented towards global happenings. I think this man is going to get us into a war unless somebody.
Well, I read something over the weekend that struck me, because knowing his background and knowing Florida politics and the whole Venezuela story, is that I read that Rubio has a big hand in this Venezuelan stuff. That he's behind the scenes pushing, which was new to me. And then as I thought about it in Florida politics and Rubio's background, it made some sense. That, I mean, a lot of these policies, you can look for who in his circle is pushing a certain. We know Stephen Miller is pushing all the immigration stuff, and I think he's also involved in the bombing the boats. And so it's a mixture of people. But Rubio's influence on the Venezuelan aggression was something I had not thought about.
And then there's the latest stupid of the occupant wanting his Arc de Triomphe built.
Is that really going to happen? I swear.
He just made an announcement that it's going ahead.
Know. Yeah.
And I don't know if Congress will stop him or not. I can't.
I just don't know how.
Why those guys show up to supposedly for work.
Well, and today they're going into, I think they're starting session Monday, aren't they? I've lost track of the days. Today's what, Friday? They're starting, they're opening, they're back in session at least by Monday, if not before.
And they're faced with that whole healthcare debacle they created.
And I just am astounded they're just letting that go forward and letting to take their hits, I guess, at the midterms on that. I don't know.
It's really hard to pay attention to one thing when there are so many horrid things going on.
Yeah, that's part of their strategy, is to just flood the zone till we just get tired and quit watching, I suppose. Oh, let's see. Man, we got somebody who's into their emojis. Let's see what we got here. Ralph Perry. Ralph Perry, complete and utter nightmare. Who appointed Kushner to, I think you mean Jared Kushner, to anything so he can broker peace? Well, we know who appointed him, Ralph. The Saudis. That's who he works for. Every day. Mafia. Yep, Ralph, you're on it. I'm trying to track all these emojis. I believe you. I believe that's the most emojis I have ever seen in a comment, Ralph.
Crying, vomiting, SOS, no crossing. A whole lot of little brown poop.
Yeah. I mean, so Ralph, do you have one button that pastes all those? Oh, he says venting. Well, that's okay. We like to vent. We like to vent. There's nothing wrong with venting. It's good for your blood pressure. Oh, speaking of which, that's one I had that nice big bowl of oatmeal. I bet that's supposed to be good for your blood pressure. Tells. All right, how about a little bit of Giuliani stoking the crowd just to stir you up a little bit about January 6th. See, January 6th anniversary, the 5th anniversary is coming up Tuesday, and I want to get the focus back on Trump's role in that, which is one reason I was in the Smith.
He may be a Marine.
Ralph says, thank you, Semper Fi. Are you a Marine, Ralph? Is that what you're saying? Well, speaking of Marines, here's Rudy Giuliani on January 6th, moments before the crowd went to the Capitol Hill to attack 140 policemen. And here's what he had to say to them.
Retired. Okay.
Let's trial by combat. I'm willing to stake my reputation. The president is willing.
Try that.
Will
again.
go to jail. So let's have trial by combat.
Now, that's not urging people to go peacefully protest, I don't think. That's what they heard. Literally, I watched this live, by the way, on Right Side Broadcast.
Well, the one thing I was always curious about is Clarence Thomas's wife was so involved in getting people bused there.
Yeah, she was.
And you never heard a peep about all of her activities.
Yeah, and that was one criticism from the left. Oh, Ralph Perry, I assume you're referring to Rudy, silly man. Yeah. But anyway, the January 6th committee got criticized from the left for not calling her to testify over that. They gave her a pass. They didn't call her in to tell that story, to explain herself or what happened.
I mean, she's still up to her neck in MAGA activities
Oh yeah.
and all the money
Now,
that
Ralph,
they have raked in from, who is it, Teal?
Peter Thiel, yeah. All roads lead to Peter Thiel and Putin. Now, Ralph says, yes, sir. I guess that means you are a Marine. You're saying yes, that you are a
He said
Marine.
he's retired.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yeah.
You did? Oh, okay.
But no, he was responding to your talking about Giuliani, and he said, yes, sir.
Yeah.
He's a silly
Yeah.
man. Caught with
And
his
here's
pants down.
And here's the critical part about this whole question of Trump's role is what he had to say.
We're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down.
See, that always gets me. I was watching this live. He's on the ellipse. This is just about half hour before the crowd attacked the Capitol on January 6th, 5 years ago. And when he said that, I thought, what? You're going to go down there? What? I could not believe it. But that's what he told them, that he was going to go down there with them. Of course, it didn't happen. I mean, it's still unclear if he really thought he was going or if he was lying about it or what happened. But he didn't actually end up going at all. But here it is.
We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them.
So, I mean, the question is, what was that? Was he encouraging them or not?
Well, half the time, I don't think he knows what he's saying. He's just spouting off talking points and applause lines.
Well, Jack Smith thinks it was all intentional, and I put together 44 seconds here of what he had to say about it.
Okay.
So did you develop evidence that President Trump was responsible for the violence at the Capitol on January 6th?
So our view of the evidence was that he caused it, and that he exploited it, and that it was foreseeable to him, and was aware in the days leading up to January 6th that his supporters were angry when he invited them, and then he directed them to the Capitol. These crimes were committed for his benefit. The attack that happened at the Capitol does not happen without him.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on.
Let's have trial by combat.
Does not happen without him.
Does not happen without him. That's the
Right.
illegal but-for test.
And I mean, these are people that are breaking windows and beating on the Capitol Police. And somehow this is supposed to be taken as a peaceful protest.
Well, and another thing that's so interesting is they always say that because one time in this speech, he said peacefully, that they should go peacefully. That's what I hear every time. I already heard it in response to this video I just played. There were comments. He said peaceful to go peacefully. Well, he said it one time, 20 times in that same speech. He used the word fight or fighting in reference to what they needed to do. So you stack up 20 times he told them to fight, and one time he said to do it peacefully. And I don't think that's a defense.
Okay, Ralph, don't give up hope. We can still scrape off all the gold mold.
Yeah. You know that this nightmare will never end, says Ralph. Now Trump is putting his name on everything like that. Will erase all destruction and crimes that he has committed. Now, that's what we're here for, Ralph. We're not giving up. That's why I put my hat on. Trump's
Always.
Yeah, Trump says one thing and does another. I mean, that is one thing that revved up that crowd to go down there that day. They thought he was there with them because he told them he was going. I mean, that's one of the most incredible parts about this. Well, Ralph's coming around, Jamie. He said, "I hope so." We're giving Ralph some encouragement.
Yeah, we supposedly only have to get through about the next 10 months and to get a turnaround.
Yeah, it's like Jimmy Kimmel told the Brits in that television speech that he did to the Brits over the holidays. Don't give up. Don't give up on us. He said, "We'll get this sorted out. Give us a couple of years."
Yeah, unfortunately, we lose Colbert in May.
Yeah, and so now I did this. I went on a deep dive this morning on this whole question of whether Trump started the riot. I know a lot of us just know in our bones and what. We saw it with our own eyes, but there are just so many people who try to say that, he didn't do this. But in the 5 years since, while there have been several court cases address this, and the bottom line is the only time we've had a hearing with a judge for 2 weeks actually that they presented testimony for 5 days. It's the only finding of fact we've had. And right here, this Colorado judge, Sarah Wallace, she ruled that Trump engaged in insurrection. There's Jack. Hello, Jack. We're refighting January 6th, or I am. I'm trying to get Jamie interested.
I think it's going to get interesting history. I don't know if it can do anything for politics.
I do. I think while Trump's down, I think he's stumbling right now. And this 5th anniversary of January 6th on Tuesday is a good opportunity for people to see what he did on that day and be reminded. I think it's kind of like when I'm going to have to be careful. I'm not comparing this to the Holocaust, all right? I'm not. But the effort to revise history in some places on January 6th reminds me of that. And just as they have been so vigilant about keeping the facts on the table about what happened, we ought to about this. Ralph Perry's subscribed. Thank you. And to let you know, I subscribed and clicked on the notification button. Well, that's the mother lode in YouTube, Ralph. That's
and stop on my trail mix if you want to get to know the rest of the gang.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing, Ralph, is we all get together on our website, trailmix.cc. We've been doing it for 20 years, and we're still at it. Most of us who are still here, and right there is the address. I mean, it's pretty easy. Trailmix.cc. It's not .com because I couldn't pay for that. Wasn't available, so I used my own initials .cc. Okay, Jack, what's happening? You like my hat?
You
like my hat?
Hey, I do like that hat. I may come and steal it. Actually, I would go. I was thinking about getting one, but I was going to go with a flat crown, not the open road style.
Yeah. Well, Ralph says thanks. Yeah, we're not kidding, Ralph. I've made it so easy to comment on our site. Even the captcha's easy. All you got to do is type 3 numbers. You don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to read Egyptian dialect or anything to do the captcha, but and you don't have to give anything but a fake name. You don't have to give an email address.
I saw yesterday that Done Gone came over to the website and
twice
gave us some music.
She did. I was going to play it here if she showed up because it was really good music. It was music I had not heard before. Also,
Yeah, well, as a group, I didn't know.
Me either.
Of course, I know a lot of town stuff, but
I noticed Sturge found another song by them, so I gathered that maybe Sturge was aware of them.
yeah.
But
What made me go download several towns albums I didn't have.
Well, Sturge actually performed, I think, once with Towns.
did he say that really? I missed that.
Yeah, I think. Well, I was playing. Towns did the Stones' "Dead Flowers," a really good. Well, it was in the animation movie. What was it? Or no, not that. Well, it was. The dude. The movie with. Never mind. Give up.
Not
Anyway,
even the word retention committee can help out here.
Yeah, we're at the fill in the blank age.
Let's see if the maybe we could ask the editorial board, see if they know. I'm trying to come up with a sound for the editorial board. Now that's boo. That's a crowd yelling boo, but it kind of sounds like moo, doesn't it? Yeah, that might be the sound for the editorial.
I don't know.
I don't know. You need a goat bleep.
Yeah,
I know. I can upload sound. I've only got the sounds that came with the program, but it allows you to upload sounds, which I haven't gotten into that yet. But well, I didn't find that. So the tune that she that Don Gunn gave us was what was that group? Here we go again.
It was a woman's group. I can't remember right offhand. I'd have to. Let me see if
because I was going to play it, and I thought I'd save the link, but it appears I saved.
It's the Good Tanyas.
The good. God, I wish Done Gone would get on here and help us. Good Tanyas. All right, Good Tanyas. There it is. Oh, they have a whole playlist. View full playlist. Look at there. There's a whole playlist for them. Let's get them on the stage.
I put a goat bleat on the website for you, Craig.
Did you? Oh, that's right. You're pretty good at finding sounds. I remember that now. Yeah, here's the Good Tanya's playlist here. I think this is the one, right? The very first one's the one. Yeah, this is the one she played. Well, I'll play 30 seconds because I'm afraid that YouTube copyright. Please. Now, if we stop right there and talk about it, and then come back,
Ralph?
I can fool the copyright police. Oh, Ralph's leaving. Oh, yeah. So long, Ralph. Nice talking to you. Oh, here it is.
Wow.
You're just in time, Done Gone. We got tired of waiting for you, so we're playing your music now. Tell us a little bit about this group, because I hadn't heard of it. Jack hadn't. We think Sturge had. But she said that's her new favorite song. I like it too. I got keen on it. All right, here I'll play it some more. Now we had a break. I can play 30 seconds at a time, and fool the YouTube robots, the copyright police. Although this song may not be protected, but we know. Does that sound good?
Sometimes I don't know where this dirty road is taking me. Sometimes I don't know the reason why, so I guess I'll keep gambling, lots of moves and lots of rambling. But it's easier than just waiting around to die. Well, one time, friends, I had a mar. I even had a bar. He beat her with a belt once, close she cried. She told him to take care of me. She headed down to Tennessee. Well, it's easier than just waiting around to die.
I will stop there and see if we get around the copyright police.
Well, I just did a Google search on them, and they are from Vancouver, Canada.
Are they really? Those Canadians?
And they've been around since 1999.
Really?
You know, it's like everything. I find something, I go, oh, that's new and interesting, and find out that they've been doing stuff forever.
Yeah, it's a tough call here, Jack, because I guess it puts people in the order they arrive. But anyway, if I put the comments right here on the horizontal video, like on TV, it covers your face.
Well, if you can plant them over my face, it won't matter.
That's no big loss.
Are you on your desktop or on your phone right now?
I'm on my desktop. I'm on my laptop.
So the comment field is covering your face, right? You see that?
Yeah, it sure is.
Now, but on the phone, if you look at a phone, it's perfectly to your left, so it looks a lot better on the phone. I've lately been trying to deal with this. This is one of the big nightmares of doing this streaming stuff, is trying to design all your media assets and everything to get the balance between looking at it on a phone and looking at it on a big screen.
Yeah, and I think the problem with this screening platform is you get so much stuff that's it gets down and where it tightens up in my screen and gets small.
Yeah. Right.
So I even you'll see me shifting my computer around trying to get it close enough to read it.
Right.
Greg, if you can shift our places, the comments will be over my avatar, which won't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if I could do that. I see the options to. I can remove you from the stage. I can mute you. I can edit your mic settings, but I can't move you.
How about if you remove me and then put me back in?
Oh, well, I'm afraid to do that. I'm afraid we'll lose you.
Well, I can sign back in.
I see. Yeah, there is an option to remove you from the stage and then add you back on the stage. And now let's see what that did. You're right. Good going, Jamie. You cracked that.
Puts me front and center here. There, I tilt that backward. I look better now. I don't know. I don't know if there's any looking better for me, but you know.
Well, now that we've lost about 50% of our audience playing with our faces.
Hi, Stuart's there.
But Stuart's hanging in there. Stuart's back. Hello, Stuart. How are you good folks today? Well, how are you? Still waiting to see you on Trail Mix, Stuart. Come on there. We finally got Don Gone on there. Dungone. I think Dungone was going to try to get on camera with us too. That'd be fun. But anyway.
Well, it's kind of nice, I thought, with Dungone to have another musical person.
I know, that's great. And she said that she plays that instrument we were talking about the other day. What was it?
Was it?
The dulcimer.
Yeah. Yeah, from that group that Pat found playing that old Appalachian Christmas song. Oh, here's
Breezing into the new year, Stuart. It'll take us a while to get up to speed.
Stuart, I subscribed and see your videos now. Oh, that reminds me. I've been saying when we've had 2 today, so maybe we need intense applause when we get a new subscriber. That was for one, Ralph Perry. He subscribed earlier, and now we'll do one for Stuart. Stuart has said
Stuart can bring his tambourine to the sessions.
Yeah. Oh, good. And then everybody gets a welcome from our Trail Mix editorial board, which and they have their own sound. Oh, here's Dungone back. Dungone the dulcimer. Yeah, my husband picked up his views there. Awful. Huh. Now, I'm not sure I know what you mean there, Don. Oh, Mary Jane was here earlier, Jack, from jail. We had a call in from jail. But she wasn't.
Plays piano, guitar, and drums. Wow.
More music. See, there's something about our gang that draws the musical folks. I don't know. It's not me because I'm not musical. I learned how to play the piano and then I forgot. I literally forgot.
I used to sing quite a bit when I was in high school.
Is that right?
Solo work and stuff.
Huh.
But yeah, I had a good enough vocal range that I could easily sing our national anthem. I didn't have to modify it like most folks do. But it does take a 2-octave range to sing it.
All right, I'm going to subject y'all to about 60 seconds of Jack Smith's testimony. Because I'm so into it, because I was telling Jamie earlier that, I mean, part of my reasoning is that I I gotta put this on. There's my jury summons. That was my jury summons for the trial.
Was almost part of history.
I know it. It was so close. It was the trial of Donald Trump. That is what this jury summons was for. The very case that Jack Smith, well, I like to say the grand jury indicted.
You need to just frame that so that you can put it on the wall here one of these days.
Yeah, I keep it downstairs on my coffee table, and the trouble is I did spill some beverage on it. As you might see, it's gotten a little crinkly. Oh, Stuart said he was a vocalist. But I'm the only one who thinks so. Okay.
Well, I am conclusive proof that genetics is not fair. If it were, I would have gotten my mother's singing voice and my father's slender build. As it was, I got my father's voice and my mother's hips.
I think it's interesting. I could sing. My sister, just younger than me, was a good singer. But my third sister can't carry a tune. And my dad was a wonderful dancer, you know, and he taught me how to jig dance, you know, Ozark style. And the sister that can't carry a tune doesn't have any rhythm either. And it's like she, you know, she just doesn't seem to fit into the family.
Well, my dad was a great dancer. I mean, even falling down drunk, he could dance. But, so, you know, I got some of that ability, but not much.
Okay, here's 44 seconds of Jack Smith on what he would have proved about January 6th, which is Tuesday, is the 5-year anniversary of January 6th.
So did you develop evidence that President Trump was responsible for the violence at the Capitol on January 6th?
So our view of the evidence was that he caused it, and that he exploited it, and that it was foreseeable to him, and was aware in the days leading up to January 6th that his supporters were angry when he invited them, and then he directed them to the Capitol. These crimes were committed for his benefit. The attack that happened at the Capitol does not happen without him.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on.
Let's have trial by combat.
Does not happen without him.
Does not happen without him. History's going to remember this, even if we're not.
That one. Here's the thing: is when they write the history books here in 10 years, because nobody writes history books, you have to wait 10 years to have a history book written, I think.
Well, it's like we always said in the newspaper business, we write the first draft of history.
And we're running out of
usually
newspapers.
a pretty ugly draft.
Yeah.
But his testimony is going to be very much an original source on this stuff.
I know. That's why I've got all 8 hours here if you want to hear it.
But isn't there some they're still holding back, Craig?
Well, oh, you mean some of his testimony?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. In fact, that's an interesting point that came out at the start of this testimony. We only have this because the House Judiciary Committee, which held the hearing, released it at the end of the day on New Year's Eve. So I think they didn't want us paying a lot of attention to it. But one of the things that his lawyers established up front is an hour before he started the testimony, they got an email from the Justice Department telling him all the things he couldn't talk about, and saying that they were classified. So they were trying to muzzle him, which I don't understand because they're the ones that called him to testify. So there's a lot going on with this testimony of his. It makes no sense to me. I mean, why they wanted him in the first place, I think it's driven by Trump's obsession with prosecuting him. I mean, and I think he's making all these people go after this man, and it's backfiring because the stuff he said, like what he just said right now in that video I showed you, is not good for Trump. But they're doing it anyway. I don't know.
The great blessing about the Trump administration is they're so stupid.
Yeah. Largely because he's stupid. I mean, he makes
that's it.
He's the one that drives the stupid.
First go around, he had competent people because he drew them out of the Republican Party, or semi-competent anyway. And the second time, he just ignored those kind of folks and just appointed just weird people. And they just absolutely, none of them were qualified to do the job that they're supposed to be doing.
Don Gone's saying, now Don Gone's glad to see Jack Smith. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court is thwarting district courts. We're going down further. Yeah, they are, and they aren't. I mean, they just upheld the lower courts on telling him he can't turn National Guard into cops, turn soldiers into cops. I mean, the Supreme Court did shut him down on that just recently. That was a good sign, but you're right. Done gone
Well,
in
I
general.
think they're looking to legacy now, getting compared to Taney as the worst Supreme Court justice.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Taney.
yeah.
Was he the Plessy versus Ferguson justice? Taney, was he the one that upheld slavery?
Dred Scott.
Dred Scott. That's right. Not Plessy versus Dred Scott.
One of those.
You're making my brain work overtime, Craig.
Well, you're hanging in there. All right. We got a newbie here. We have a Brandon Holland. Hopefully it will say what he truly says and not the edited fake versions. Well, you know what? I guess you're referring to Jack Smith. That's one reason that I've got here. Let's just hear just a little bit of his opening statement. I was interested in that. I haven't even heard it yet because I wanted to wait. I'm so into this Jack Smith stuff because I feel like I could get the trial that I was denied when I was summoned for the jury for this case. Even though I probably would have made the jury, I feel like now I can at least hear what I would have heard.
Disclosure to Congress of certain internal communications considering whether to authorize toll record subpoenas, which Congress
government function, and they're made with knowing falsity. No, they're not. That was my point about fraud not being protected by the First Amendment.
This was the part where they were born in on him that didn't Trump have a First Amendment right to do what he did in the conspiracies on the fake electors and even on the January 6th speech. But he's saying, First Amendment doesn't include fraud. You can't commit fraud and claim First Amendment.
I mean, there's a long list of disputed elections. I mean, the election of 1800, 1960, year 2000, where candidates believe they were wronged by because they lost. And there's a long history of candidates speaking out about they believe there's been fraud, there's been other problems with the integrity of the election process. And I think you would agree that those types of statements are sort of at the core of the First Amendment rights of a presidential candidate, right?
There is no historical analog for what President Trump did in this case. As we said in the indictment, he was free to say that he thought he won the election. He was even free to say falsely that he won the election. But what he was not free to do was violate federal law and use knowingly false statements about election fraud to target a lawful government function. Mm-hmm. That he was not allowed to do. And that different.
And that's all about the fake elector stuff that he indicted Trump for.
I always thought that was kind of the weakest link in the whole thing with Trump is where does his First Amendment rights end and where does criminal activity begin?
Yeah.
And then,
well, there, as he was alluding to, there's a body of law that's, it's not, I won't say it's clear, but it tries to be that, you don't have a First Amendment right to commit a crime, Yeah.
And
that's the essence of it.
And that's I think they're very close on that one to having an indictable offense, but I'm not for sure if they can convince the jury.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting to me about them pulling him in for this testimony is they have put on the record a lot with 8 hours of the man testifying. They have actually put on the record on video and transcript a lot of material that we didn't know before that is, as one of you pointed out, is going to be the historical record down the road. And this was not good for Trump, having him. And it was their idea. This wasn't the Democrats doing this.
I mean, why? Jack Smith is a highly competent prosecutor. It means he knows how to fucking phrase the answers.
Yeah.
You know? So why would you put anybody like that on a camera?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and he had put, because it just, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would want to keep him as far away from a camera as possible.
I really do think it's driven by Trump's blindness when it comes to retribution against people. I mean, he wants this man harassed in any way possible, even if it backfires on him. And you know, it's the same reason he's, you know, it's because of Trump that we're talking about Epstein almost every day, is because he's figured out every way he could to keep that story in the news by covering it up and stonewalling and releasing this and releasing that and redacting this and doing that. It's kept the story alive thanks to Trump.
Well, that's unless there's the Epstein thing is almost getting to be a classic on this one. Is unless they actually have pictures of him with a child, screwing a child, he could just, you know, just get it out there, say, yeah, those were back in the days, and yeah, we partied a little hard, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, the one that, the only one I've heard that's salacious about Trump is Michael Wolff says that Epstein, Michael Wolff's the celebrity, or I don't know, I hesitate to call him the journalist. He's more like a tabloid journalist, but I don't know. But anyway, he says that Epstein showed him a photo of topless, he called them girls, but he didn't know their age, sitting on Trump's lap, that there's a photo of that, topless. And the senator from Rhode Island, Sheldon Whitehouse, asked Pam Bondi directly about that photo, if she had seen it and if it's in the records. And he quoted Michael Wolff saying that he had seen it, and she did not answer the question at all, yes or no, whether she had seen it or whether it's in the file, and instead attacked Sheldon Whitehouse for donations he got from somebody. And it turned out to be wrong. She responded with a lie about Sheldon Whitehouse's campaign donations. That's how she answered that question. So I think the answer to the question is that photo exists.
It could be.
If that was how she responded.
Well, you feel like there's got to be something there, or he wouldn't be trying to. What he's doing is he keeps pushing it off to the future, you know?
Oh, yeah. Right on down. I mean, he's making sure this is going to be a hot story all the way to the midterms.
Yeah. Well, all the way to the end of his term.
Yeah.
Yeah, just. And unless never mind. My comments on politics anymore are so far off base that they just don't make, the world doesn't make sense in my world. It just,
oh, I didn't hit the down button on the comments. I missed a couple. Let's see. We got Stuart.
Done gone made me go look up 999.
Oh, yeah. Jamie, you're the comment moderator. They tell you you're supposed to have a comment moderator, which I didn't even hardly know what that was.
That's it. That's it. You need a bigger staff.
Stuart is saying intent is vital and opportunity are factors that have to be proven to get a conviction. Now, intent. Okay, you make a point there, Stuart, that intent is an issue in this January 6th Trump. stuff with Trump. And that's where Jack Smith makes the point that this was all done for his benefit, that he's the one that stirred up the crowd, and concludes with the famous prosecutor's famous for this approach is the but-for test, that but for Trump, January 6th would not have happened. But
that doesn't mean that he had intent, though, for them to
and the thing is,
riot.
But then there's also a standard when prosecutors have a lot of ways of dealing with the intent question, and another one in his case is they deploy what's called willful ignorance, where and it's just a matter of what you convince the jury of, but you tell the jury, okay, we don't have him on tape saying go kill cops on Capitol Hill, but we can show that he was aware that's what they were going to do, and it's what they were doing. I think the period of time for 6 hours or something where it was going on and he knew about it and they were showing him and telling him and he wasn't doing anything about it. That's where he's most vulnerable.
That's probably what would get him hung. Because it's all of his actions after it started happening. He didn't go, oh shit, we got to stop this, which is what a normal idiot would think.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of testimony in the January 6th hearings about that period and things he said and did that were actually kind of shocking. Like when he was told that they were saying that they were calling for Pence to be hanged. And he said something like, well, maybe he deserves it or something like that. It was like not concerned at all. So Richard Cosby was paying attention to Pam Bondi. She was combative towards yes or no questions by personal attacks. Yeah, that's right. That was the question. She was asked, had she seen a photo of him with topless girls on his lap? And she did not answer that question. She attacked the senator instead with false accusations against him.
But is it the legal thing is when you have the law on your side, you argue the law, and when you have the facts on your side, you argue the fact. And what is it and if you have neither one, you just yell, argue like hell or something like that. Well, yeah, pound on the desk and yell a lot.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think that was an old Abraham Lincoln quote. I'm not sure. All right, we're going to hear one last shot from Stuart because we're at our hour. We've about done our hour. As for Epstein Chronicles, rape, incest, and pedophilia are extremely difficult to prove in court. Well, don't forget, Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted. So we have a conviction in this case, actually. And who knows whether Epstein
we may think Trump may have a picture there, but I suspect there's a lot of other pictures there too.
Yeah.
Of people very important around New York City with a lot of money and interest in keeping this hidden.
Well, the way they've decided to roll out this stuff is just drip by drip, which means it just stays in the news forever.
And in some ways, I think you're right about the Epstein being important with the MAGA people, and simply is they hate the rich elites.
Yeah.
And Trump's protecting the rich elites.
And you got people like Marjorie Taylor Greene out there saying that now. I mean, not just actually making the case, and Massey, but I think she's the more prominent one. And kind of got to the point, I don't know how much it hit nationwide and how much is just in our little bubble, but
kind of got to the point where they were arguing, the Republicans were arguing about the whole thing. And if you're arguing about what she's saying, then you're also arguing about Epstein.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so you can't attack her without bringing Epstein into the picture.
You know, the only thing I'm not crazy about with this hat is it's hard to lean back. my chair, the back of my chair is so high. When I lean back, the hat gets in the way.
Well, that was what, you know, usually I have my hat turned backwards.
Yeah.
When I'm on here, but when I'm in my easy chair like this, I can't wear like that hat, or I can't wear my hat with the bill back.
So what I could do is I could just cut off the back of this hat. Right here. I could just slice it off right here. make a chair friendly hat.
That's like the TV announcer that wears a suit coat and no pants.
Yeah. All right, one more from Stuart, then we got to go. I have worked these cases, and there are so many variables involved. Just as underage victims can be taken advantage of, they can also be subject to misleading by prosecutors. Yep. One of the things we haven't seen yet in the Epstein files that are supposed to be released is the witness statements that were made to prosecutors. They're sitting on those tight as a drum, and that's the thing that everybody's been actually clamoring for, including the witnesses. So it's hard to assess the case without seeing those and seeing how they were questioned, and if as Stuart's saying, whether prosecutors misled them and so on.
MTG is threatening to read the names on the floor because she can't be punished for releasing those names. And Trump has said, "But you'll hurt my friends."
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she's going to go away quietly. Well, now, Stuart, the judge did finally release the grand jury transcripts. You know, one thing to keep in mind is there are two separate pots here, the grand jury transcripts and then the FBI investigation and all the big files and all that, the 200,000 million, whatever it is, that is the FBI investigation files that Congress wanted released, and that's what they're drabbing out. The grand jury transcripts are separate, and they're probably not very meaty because they didn't include witnesses. They were just investigators talking to the grand jury. Anyway, the court did release those finally. So that old canard that had been used by the Trump crowd, that, you know, the court said they couldn't release them, which was never true. They never did say they couldn't release the FBI files. But anyway, the judge, both judges in those two cases on the grand jury transcripts have said they can release them. Oh, let's see. Did I mix up what you were talking about? I'm talking about what was litigated in court. Oh, you're talking about Ghislaine's. Well, that was the reason Biden hadn't released the files, because her trial was ongoing and they couldn't release files. That's another thing they always say. Why didn't Biden release them? Well, her trial was going on and they couldn't release them during her trial. And a lot of what was in her trial, what was litigated in court in her case, Stuart, is what's in these files that are supposed to be released now. So it's and the judges, there's no judges in the way of that anymore. So I don't know.
I just figured out how to pull up the comments so I could read them.
Oh,
because those you have over Jamie's face don't show up. But I could click on the comment. I noticed the comment button. So now I can read.
Well, that, you know, our trail. I don't know if I've made it clear, but our trail mixers can get on here if they have a YouTube account, and they can type on here, you know, and talk to us this way if they want to. Joe Killip, a new one here. He says Biden didn't release them because he didn't control the auto pen. Okay. The auto pen. The auto pen. I guess that's a joke. I mean, I guess that's a story. I don't know.
That's got to be one of those inside jokes, right?
Yeah.
That the rest of the world doesn't understand.
I mean, I'm more interested in who gets pardoned and why they get pardoned and how the pardons are signed. And I did have some questions about some of Biden's, but not about who signed them. I got more questions about Trump's and who's paying for them. Who's paying for those pardons of Trump?
Well,
all right. Well, I guess we about wrapped it up for this one.
Okay. See you guys.
I'm gonna
later.
hang on. I'm gonna hang on to Jack Smith and torture you with Jack Smith and every day for a week until.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of nuggets in there for you to pull out and play with.
Oh yeah, I've only just begun.
I'm already impressed with the way he answers the questions.
Yeah.
You know, he'd make a very mean judge to go in front of, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is a guy who literally, put war criminals in jail in The Hague. I mean, this is no small fry. This guy. So I'm just gonna end with him playing for a couple of minutes and
have a great day, boys.
See what he has to say. So
you all too. I've got to get out of here.
All right.
Do some stuff for my sister. So,
all right, everybody in comments, come see us at trailmix.cc. It couldn't be easier to comment. Just get in there and make up a name and talk to us.
Differentiates this case from any past history.
A lot of these statements, though, people come into the Oval Office. I mean, the president isn't conducting his own due diligence. He is receiving people in his office that are telling him these things, whether it be Rudy Giuliani, whether it be John Eastman, whether it be Jeffrey Clark, whether it be Sidney Powell. And, for the most part, he is just receiving this information and, his statements are almost just regurgitating what these people have told him. I mean, isn't that the case?
No, and in fact, one of the strengths and why we felt we had such strong proof is our witnesses were not going to be political enemies of the president. They were going to be political allies.
York 3 or 4 days of the week, and then he had to be in Florida for, I think we discussed at the end of our last round, for a pretrial motion hearing. And it just seems that at every instance when President Trump and his lawyers requested a little bit of a delay because of the cases they're defending, your office was not willing to indulge that request.
It is correct that we were not willing to indulge delays that we thought were inappropriate. I will add, and this is in the litigation, there were numerous instances where judges chided counsel for President Trump for trying to delay things. I'm thinking, as I'm saying it now, I'm thinking specifically of the executive privilege litigation that we had. This is referenced in our final report of him attempting to delay things. And so we agreed to dates that we thought were appropriate. All of that, as far as I'm concerned, was very public and transparent. What the dates were and the arguments to the judges about those dates were clear, and I thought they were fair and reasonable.
Even against the backdrop that he was being tried by the District Attorney of New York, and even against the backdrop that he was involved in a high stakes proceeding with the New York Attorney General?
Yes.
for example, at the time you proposed the DC schedule, you were also aware that Georgia prosecutors had proposed motions hearings.
Can you explain to us why you sought the indictment in Florida versus, for example, Washington, D.C.?
When I took over supervision of this investigation, the investigation was pending in a grand jury in Washington, D.C. Actually, I just want to think now whether the answer to the question about venue is something, if you have a filing about that, I'd be happy to answer it. I don't think there's anything about venue in this indictment, and so otherwise, I don't want to address that in the event that it's in the final report and not somewhere else.
Okay. Understood. I understand. Actually, let's just move on then to page 38 of this indictment. Let's talk about the charges that were actually brought in the Southern District of Florida. Can you summarize for us? I know we haven't gotten to it very much, but can you summarize, starting with page 38 through 52, the charges again? Are you aware of whether the FBI conducted a similar search of Mr. Trump's residence at Bedminster?
Whether that happened or didn't happen, I'm just trying to be very cautious. I don't think I can answer that due to the routing information collected after calls had taken place, identifying the incoming and outgoing call numbers, the time of the calls and their duration. Toll records do not include the content of calls. Those records, we know under Supreme Court precedent, fraud is not protected by the First Amendment, and so in my mind it was important to make that clear in the indictment, and that's why when we litigated this issue before the district court, we prevailed.
But the president's statements that he believed the election was rife with fraud, those certainly are statements that are protected by the First Amendment, correct?
Absolutely not if they are made to target a lawful government function and they are made with knowing falsity. No, they're not. That was my point about fraud not being protected by the First